This is He Knows the Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. We keeping a foot on the what? On the next. We keeping a foot on the what? On the next. And let's talk about it, man. Gervonta Tank Davis. Here's the bottom line. When we look at Gervonta Tank Davis and we look at what he brings to the table, Tank, when it's all said and done, Tank is basically trying to show his fighting heart. See, this is what Rudy Poo and Plum Plum brings. Classic Dolce and troglodytes. Ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric, i.e. reverse bias, aka detractors, aka panders do. They always like to talk about the negatives. This guy was basically talking in a sense. Now, I'll admit, Gervonta Tank Davis is not the brightest in the tool yard and the tool shed. Let me say it again. Gervonta Tank Davis is not the brightest in the tool yard and the tool shed. And we know why Leonard Ellaby and Floyd Mayweather are talking for his affairs. But I get the central point of what he was talking about. And he was being sincere when he said he's willing to risk his health so that he could give the fans what they want. You see, this is what He Knows the Sport was talking about. Fighters are damned if they do, and they're damned if they don't. When a fighter goes out there and pushes the agenda that they want to basically show the fans that they're all about the sport, right? And they want to put on a good show, and they want to risk certain things. That's where he's coming from. It's from a place of sincerity. And you would think folks would get behind that and say, okay, let it keep it boxing. Let it keep it boxing. You know, the one trick pony archaic viewpoint of how they see boxing. But in actuality, boxing is a three-pronged monster: economics, politics, and pugilism. Let me say it again. It's a three-pronged monster of economics, politics, and pugilism. But here's the cold-hearted, here's the unadulterated, and here's the cutthroat truth-telling fashion. What Gervonta Tank Davis said was from a place of sincerity. And instead of understanding that, they had to push with the negativity of, you see, with all of these athletes trying to avoid COVID. Why is he talking like that? Gervonta Tank Davis is not endorsing COVID-19 as a thing that he just wants to take on. What he's basically saying, the central point of what he's saying, which kind of got lost in the sauce because his choice of words, which I'll admit is poor, is he's basically trying to say that, you know what, fight fans haven't been given the fights that they wanted in 2020. And I, as a fighter, want to give them a great show. I, as a fighter, want to go out there and risk myself so that I can put myself on the line so that I can give them a great show. He's sacrificing, man. This is what fight fans are asking for. And you would think that they would say, oh, okay. Although Gervonta Tank Davis used a poor choice of words, I get the nobility in what he's saying. I get the overall aspect, the honor of duty, and how he's trying to basically do his job and how he's trying to give back to the boxing fans. But no, they don't want to look at it like that. They just want to focus on the negative. And see, He Knows the Sport's been telling you guys this stuff. I've been noticing a trend and noticing a pattern. When it comes to PBC fighters, all they like to do is focus on negatives. Let me say it again. When it comes to PBC fighters, all they like to do is focus on negatives. Gervonta Tank Davis, along with Earl the True Spence and Deontay Wilder, are the cash cows in boxing. Let me say it again. Gervonta Tank Davis, Deontay Wilder, and Earl the True Spence are the cash cows in boxing. You could tell because as they move the thumb and they move the needle in their respective divisions. They have sellouts. People actually come to see them fight. And their fights are exciting. They have fan favorite styles. And they have charisma and they have charm in their own variations and their own iterations. And Gervonta Tank Davis is an exciting fighter. We know come October 31st on Halloween, he's going to beat the burrito, the chalupa, the tostada, and the enchilada out of fucking Leo Santa Cruz. Let me say it again. Come October 31st, he's going to beat the burrito, the chalupa, the enchilada, and the tostada out of Leo Santa Cruz. This motherfucker's losing not 5. He Knows the Sport said formerly 5 years. He's losing 10 years out of his boxing career. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat truth-telling fashion. Now they just gave Gervonta Tank Davis more fuel to the fire so that once again, for the number 3 of confirmation, he could beat the burrito, he could beat the chalupa, he could beat the tostada, and he could beat the enchilada out of Leo Santa Cruz. When Halloween comes, Halloween's going to come over twice for Leo Santa Cruz. Just for the fact that it's October 31st, and the second fact that Leo Santa Cruz is losing 10 years out of his boxing career. I keeps the foot on the what? On the next. I keeps the foot on the what? On the next. Enos Sport leaves with this. Instead of folks focusing on what Gervonta Tank Davis meant and the sincerity and the nobility and how he's trying to give the fight fans a good treat and a good show, they want to focus on the negatives. It's a things that make you say, It's a things that make you say, This is Enos Sport. Checking.